Hi, Yamini.
Hi.
Welcome to Women's Talk. It's so good to have you here. Somebody with so much of experience, such a vast experience and knowledge, and I hope we can make the most out of your knowledge today. How does it feel to be a dietitian, a woman dietitian? Because everybody these days wants to eat controlled diet. So I'm sure you give a lot of tips to women and men. How does it feel, doing all that?
See, to start with, thanks for having me on board. And the first thing where I start from is when I plan to do dietitian, I did not feel that this is what I am planning to do. I mean, that was just like, actually my inspiration was my teacher who used to teach us home science in school. When I did my graduation or when I did my college, I there was nobody in the family who had done this course, and I was the first
Hmm.
one to do it from my family, from both the sides of my family, my father and my mother. There was no one. Everybody is educated in my family for sure, but then this wasn't anybody's line. So I did not have
A
much.
new field in your family. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and because family is one place where you get all your motivation, inspiration, and guidance, and parents are one who guide you through. But that at that point of time, and I was very lucky, and I'm still lucky that I have my parents around me who never said no to anything what we wanted to do in life.
You said you've done your home science. So, unfortunately, I think at that point of time, home science was not, looked up to. Was it easy for you to pursue people around you that you were doing something substantial?
I still remember we had family friends who first came up to me, and when I was back home after my first 6 months of college, and when I was back home, they asked me that uh, how many recipes have you learned? How many types of achars are you putting these days? How many types of cocktails have you planned? And see, before I mean, before doing this home science thing, even what I had in mind was like home science is just another science to see your home or look after your house. I mean, there are a lot of other avenues also in home science, which people at that point of time, even I did not know that these are the avenues which I would come across when I am going further in life. So that time it was just home science and we had no ideas. And gradually in the second year of my life, I came to know, oh, nutrition is another thing which is there in this. And that is how nutrition, I was more interested in nutrition. Then I joined, and then few of my friends were there in nutrition, so we planned to join nutrition. Leaving aside family resource management, leaving aside textiles, leaving aside child development, we plan to do
So,
nutrition.
yeah, so certain people weren't convinced at that point of time. I have Aditi Pant here who says she's been asked the same questions. So, yeah, we probably, people who had home science probably face the same questions.
Yeah.
Hey, nowadays everybody is focusing on healthy eating. But do we even know what healthy eating is? Because people think, oh, not having ghee, not having oil, all that is healthy eating. But what actually is healthy eating?
See, healthy eating is nothing but eating the healthy way. Even today, in this era, I mean, we are 2021, still people, when they are asked to or they are referred to a dietitian, the first thing that comes in mind, khatam, zindagi khatam. Along these years, we've met so many dietitians from different places, from different countries, and what I have come to know that dietitian is who still have the notion that okay, visiting a dietitian, one, for them it is going to be very expensive, and second, for for us here in India, it is like सब खत्म अभी तो मैडम सब बंद कर देंगे they will ask us to eat nothing. See, first of all, healthy eating is a healthy lifestyle. When you see a dietitian, the first thing comes to your mind that ghee, fat. No, healthy means nothing fat, no fat. See, your plate is made up of nutrients which are essential for your body. It is just that down the line or somewhere along the years, we have lost the proportion which we are eating. We have stopped understanding the portion sizes, that we have landed up on these lifestyle diseases. Healthy eating is just to know about the quantity, the portion size, the time, and a regime which you need to follow.
It's basically following a balanced diet.
Yeah.
You should know what nutrients you need.
Yeah.
So what kind of nutrients do women actually need? How many calories do we need in a day?
See, calories, there are five things which are there in the diet. The major nutrients which we call as carbohydrate, proteins, calories, carbohydrate, proteins, fats. They are the major nutrients in the diet. Everybody talks about these major nutrients. So these are the major nutrients. Yes, they are required in a larger amount, but people have stopped thinking about the micronutrients, which are very important in life. Because everybody is so in maintaining the body weight, so they have lost the track, not remembering that your plate is only complete when you have the major nutrients as well as the micronutrients in the diet. It is not just the major nutrients that are going to help you without the micronutrients, or only the micronutrient. Micronutrients are the vitamins, the minerals which we don't consider.
That's why even when we follow a certain diets, what happens is we lose out on minerals and vitamins because we are ignoring the micronutrients. Nutrients, the nutrient needs of a woman and a man, does it differ?
Yes, obviously. The structure of a man and the kind of percentage of muscles and the fat in the man is very, very different from the lady, and then the lady's body requirements differ from the man. In fact, every stage of life has a different requirement of calories or proteins or fats, whatever. All the nutrients, they are very, very different in each phase of a life. In infancy, it is something different. As you grow up in time, so your requirement, it seems that it's always increasing, but at certain point of time you stop that increase and you start. There's a phase when you don't require much of certain nutrients, and there are certain nutrients which are required in a little higher amounts, which you thought in infancy would have been not correct. So every phase of life demands for a different, and every individual is an individual. So you cannot judge on everyone on the same platform. And yes, obviously, a man is different from a female. What physically you say, or the body requirement you say, because owing to the fat content, basically the fat content which is more in the females, and the muscular content which is more in the men. So because of that, the nutrient requirement differs.
As women, I think we have phases when we require different sort of nutrients. For example, when we have our periods, some of us feel dizzy, some of us have leg cramps, some of us have stomach cramps, some of us, just are exhausted for those 5 days. Some of us have nothing. So, what is it? What kind of diet should we have, or should we follow during that period?
There is no what you call is a quick relief thing in diet, like quick relief in diet, like in medicines. You have a certain painkiller which kills your pain, which relieves you of the pain, and there is no quick remedy when you talk of diet. So my suggestion for all those young girls and young ladies is that you like during pregnancies, what we do, we give a little extra calories to the pregnant lady, because to sustain herself with all those changes which are going on, to also nourish the child which is growing inside her. And the major thing is, make stores for the time when she's going to lactate. So my suggestion is, like, when our life starts, we start feeding ourselves. So there are certain things which we need to be very regular on, like proteins and fats. I mean, it's going to be a balanced diet which needs to be very regular in the regime so that when we require them at the stress time, we have the stores to fulfill those requirements. So when you talk of children, so it's their growing age. So that means when you're growing, what you need to have more of your proteins for your growth. Then you need to have more of calories because you're growing, you're gaining weight. Certain people are gaining their height, so you need a little more calories than you had in your infancy. Then thirdly, since when you're growing, what is growing? Your bones are growing. They are also going to become more mature. So you need calcium. So these are the things. First, you should know what is exactly happening to the body. And I would suggest for mothers, read on these kinds of information where you tell them what are the body changes that's going on in that particular phase. So that is why we suggest that when for growing children you need little more proteins, you need little more calories, and then you need little more vitamin D, calcium. Calcium absorption is only there with the help of vitamin D. So vitamin D is again essential. Then you have blood. Girls are going to go into that menstruation phase. So anemia is one thing which happens during these stages. So you have to build up your stores for that anemia. You can't increase your blood count in just overnight. Over the time you need to build up your stores. So that will only happen when you have a constant क्या कहते हैं, supply of those nutrients that increases.
We need to prepare our stores, but unfortunately we are not able to do it. That is the point. Do supplements help?
We are all well read and we read the ingredients, we read the labels, and then we decide that okay, this is the kind of thing which we require in the body. But see, since I am talking and we are talking across the table, my suggestion for such people would be that discuss your symptoms with an expert. Whoever it is, it's a doctor or a dietitian or a health worker, anybody. Discuss what symptoms are you undergoing with an expert so that they guide you accordingly. We suggest supplements only to those people who we feel that they are deficit of those nutrients. It is nothing like you need to have it recklessly. Very simple example is gym. People are going to the gym. Today we have instructors. I don't doubt their qualifications regarding their expertise, but then they are expert in advising you the kind of exercises your body needs for a particular type of a body. They aren't, few of us have studied and we have got into the line and they have become little nutritionally they have become sound, so they know certain things about diet, but most of them are not from this line. So the kind of diet they advise you on a particular diet. When you are going to a gym, your everybody's target for attending that gym is very different. I may go there for a weight reduction, somebody must be going there for a bodybuilding thing. So in case if I'm going there for a weight reduction, so my requirement would be what is my ideal body weight according to my height, and what is my type of body, and what are the types of exercises I can do for this type of a body. Say, suppose I am feeling fatigued after a gym session. I am feeling fatigued after that. So I don't say that I am. There must be something wrong with why I am feeling fatigued, and why my counterpart there's somebody else who's not feeling fatigued the kind I have it. So there is some deficiency in me which is going on and which is hindering me from doing that. And then I talk to my expert, and then what a dietitian or a nutritionist does is she does a food recall for you. What kind of a diet you're undergoing, what are the kind of calories and proteins are you taking, are these calories or according to the recommendations, and if they're according to recommendations, then is it sufficiently happening in your diet. If his body intake is this much and the deficiency is 20 grams, say 20 grams for the whole day, so I only suggest for that 20 deficit. I don't do it for the whole day. So it is wrong when somebody puts you on a particular kind of diet for the whole life. For a very simple example, a day-to-day example, almost all the children like Bonvita. I used to love it in the cup of milk my mom used to give me. So, what do you think? How much Bonvita one cup of milk needs?
I think it's according to the taste of a person.
I used to have Bonvita because I never used to like my milk white. I wanted the color to change. So taste was not a criteria, but the color was a criteria. So when the color changes, be it on the fifth spoon or be it on the half a spoon, if the color changes, I am done with it. Nobody has ever read how much 1 teaspoon of Bonvita gives you, what calories give you, what they have planned that Bonvita according to the calorie, the nutritional requirement of the child, and the deficit. That is how you can fulfill in the deficit, because you know the calories that 1 teaspoon is giving you, and accordingly you put 5 teaspoons. Like my child doesn't eat that good in the diet, he's not okay with the diet, so 2 roti ka deficit is there in the diet, so I have to fulfill it from somewhere, so why not Bonvita? So this is a simple example how supplements should be.
No, women are very conscious, like I mentioned earlier. We are very conscious about our weight because that is how the society tends to judge us. And हम consult नहीं करते हैं किसी को भी before starting any diet. Nowadays, keto diet is a fad. Is keto diet a good kind of diet? What does one do in keto dieting, and how should one go about it?
Whatever scientifically has been studied and started in the society is not a fad. Actually, the way the recklessly it has been taken into practice is a fad. I mean, that has to be considered and reconsidered. So keto was especially for those people who were massive weight, and they had comorbidities like diabetes and all. They were earlier planned to do that. They were put on certain diets so that they reduce their weight to some extent, and then जो diabetes जो उनको problem है, comorbidity है, उसको they can capture on that. So it was designed for something like that, but people took it as a quick fix to weight reduction. Not realizing that keto advises only one kind of a nutrient in the diet. So it says a high fat diet wherein you need to go absolutely low or no on carbs, and very moderately low on the proteins. Let's be little relieved of the fact that what in India we are following is a mixed kind of a keto. It's not exactly a keto diet, wherein people are also having, because we do not, हमारा जो eating pattern है, India में जो eating pattern है, that's very different from abroad. Most of our nutrition studies have been happening in the abroad or other countries. The studies or the research is basically based on their lifestyles or their kind of society. And those diets which have been developed, we are following it here in India. So we should first reconsider that the environmental situation, conditions are not the same as has been there in US or the UK's. And the eating pattern, the lifestyle, the kind of requirement, the kind of body weight, body sizes also is different. You'll be, most of us, because I'm in this field, I know it, but the body composition table for us in India is different from what is there in the UK. For the same kind of a height, it is very important for us whenever we want to follow a kind of diet. It is very important for us to first target for why are we following the diet. Secondly, if it is for a weight loss diet, so we need to know what is the BMI, the body mass index of each individual. So that is how you customize the diet. So you will be surprised to know that same height, 152 centimeters, a female from UK and a female from India, the guidelines would vary as per the requirement of the body to weight to be. In the sense, अगर 152 centimeters की height की UK में कोई lady है, उसका जो guideline में weight होगा will be very different from the weight that has been prescribed in our guidelines in India. उसी तरह से बच्चों का बच्चों की development में भी it is different. The body frame is different for each individual. So there are many factors that go into deciding whether a person is normal weight, heavy weight, or how much weight, extra weight is that person carrying. When you think of losing weight, first you should know your BMI. So proportion. Earlier पहली studies में होता था कि आप इस एज ग्रुप में हो तो आपका weight is going to be this much is fine. But now that is not a criteria. Why should an age be the criteria for being healthy? क्या elder 80 plus people don't have the मतलब उनको क्या healthy रहने का कुछ वो नहीं है? Shouldn't they be healthy? So then the criteria of proportion came, that according to your height, how much should be your proportion. There are categories where we have divided, like BMI. If you are within the BMI of 18 to 22 or say 25, you are in a healthy range. But after 25, you become overweight, and beyond 30 you become obese. Then obesity grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Those are the kind of segregations or categorization that happens. I have a lot of patients like coming into me and saying, मेरे ना सारा body weight पेट में है, so what should I eat? First thing, one should know that when you're eating for the whole body. You're not eating for any particular side. I am not eating for my hips to come down, or I'm not eating for my stomach to go down, and rest of my body should be the same. It cannot happen like that. So one thing is for sure, that you're eating, when you're eating, your calories distributed equally to all parts of your body. It is always a very good rule. जो मैंने बहुत पहले लाइफ में सीखा था, whatever you put in has to substantially come out of the things. Like जैसे एक अकाउंट है, अकाउंट में आप पैसा डालते रहोगे तो इकट्ठा ही होता रहेगा ना, until you plan to spend it. So जितना आप सोचते हो कि आपने खाया है या जितना आपका डाइट हुआ है, so next day be a little more conscious and do a little more exercise, and then you burn that fat.
Exercise. Yamini, we have Vishali here who says her son has developed only sweet taste. So how can she introduce him to new food?
Taste is not genetic. It is very individual. Either the child was exposed to very sweet food very early in life, or maybe your comfortability was that ways कि ठीक है दूध है, दूध में चीनी डाल के दे दो या खीर बना के दे दो, खा लेगा एक ही साथ एक कटोरी खा लिया. मतलब I was tired when I came back from the office and I didn't feel like doing a dal separately, a rice separately and a vegetable separately, so I decided खीर बना दो, ठीक है खा लेगा, not need my assistance. हाँ. So how did the child develop? So now since the child has already developed sweet taste, so gradually you introduce one food at a time. Once the child starts recognizing what he's eating, so it is very difficult to inculcate the habits or good food habits unless we have the good food habits, because बच्चा हमेशा आपकी प्लेट देखेगा. What is my mom eating? What's my dad eating? Am I eating the same food or am I given the separate food? So जब वो समझ में आने लगता है, and once the child starts to understand no, so it becomes no for everything.
Okay, Vishali says he's 4.5.
Whenever you're introducing a new food for a child, just introduce one food at a time. Don't cluster his mind with all kinds of foods where he is not able to again decide what am I eating. To develop a habit, you need to give the child for a few times. अगर मीठा देना है तो मीठे के साथ फिर नया नमकीन नहीं इंट्रोड्यूस करो, because then he'll start making choices, because he has meetha, his choice of food. So why will he opt for another food? So when you're introducing a food, a new food especially, so at a time where he is mindfully there with you, मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि खेल रहा है बीच में दे दिया पराठा दूध and he doesn't know what it is. आजकल बच्चे they are very present and they are very alert about what's going on in the world. The media has made them so well read, I mean at that age, that they know everything. So you can't fool them.
Okay. So we also have Tripti Sharma. She says she is hypothyroid and she's gaining weight continuously. For the past few days, she says she's been feeling very tired all day and very sleepy.
See, thyroid is a condition where the thyroid hormone, there's a disbalance in the working of the thyroid hormone, and thyroid hormone is one thing which regulates our metabolism. So that is why she's feeling sleepy, tired at the end of the day. First of all, I would suggest she should see a doctor and accordingly get her thyroid checked, and the doctor will advise her thyroxine hormone and the medicines accordingly. Then secondly, since thyroid, her metabolism is slow, so she is always feeling tired and sleepy. So one thing she should do is take out time, morning or evening or both the times, and do some exercises which gives her a jump start to the metabolism. Thyroid is one thing which slows down your metabolism and gradually slows down your weight loss. So you should put in extra efforts to exercise and get down your body weight. None of us is a massive eater. ऐसा नहीं होता कि हम बैठ के बहुत बड़ा बड़ा पोर्शन खाते हैं. Everybody is a little conscious about things going around. तो डाइट का रेगुलेशन में टाइमिंग्स को रेगुलेट कर लो, रेजिम बना लो, and exercising one thing which is not there. Earlier we had this time of doing the household chores ourselves. मतलब मेरे घर में अगर कोई है मेरी हेल्प करने के लिए, there's somebody for the house help, so मैं डस्टिंग खुद कर लेती थी या, but now it is like I have a person who's doing everything for me and I have nothing to do. And people say that I get exhausted by the end of the day because मैं 9 hours work भी करती हूँ. I'm not doing a labor work in the office. I'm only mentally exhausted.
Mentally exhausted.
Mental exhaustion has come up. So these are the things जो हो रहे हैं.
We have Shweta who says, please tell us some standard diet plan for ladies and kids.
See, as I started with, there is nothing standard. The only standard is your diet should contain protein, fats, energy, calories, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals in a certain proportion. Then next step is defining what is your requirement. Are you looking for a diet in a disease condition, or are you looking for a diet in a weight concern? And how much weight are you overweight? By how much weight are you overweight or underweight? And then what are the comorbidities that go along? The best thing is just watch, go by times. Like पहले हमारा बना हुआ था ना एक टाइम, like सुबह बेड टी लेना, then in the morning breakfast करना, then in the mid time you have some fruits or maybe some snacks, and then lunch. Nutrition cannot be taught in 1 hour, which I did. I took 20 years to do it, but then this cannot happen in 1 hour. So what is there? You will know the percentage of proteins, the percentage of carbohydrate, and the percentage of fat in the diet, how the plate looks like when you divide it according to the portions, or the pyramid you see when the broader base gives you the idea that this is the type of food which is to be had in a larger amount, and then as you go on tapering towards the top, you see the food going down the quantities. The base पे जो food होता है, that is the most you eat, which is the carbs. R is a carbohydrate major diet in India, what we follow. Roti, rice, breads, everything falls there. Then you have the next level wherein you have your vegetables and fruits. Then you have your pulses or protein foods. Then you have your fat foods. Then you have water.
India में what we do is we fry the vegetables, and हम बोलते हैं कि जितना अच्छा फ्राई होगा, जितना ज्यादा हम पकाएंगे, it will be more nutritious, it will be tasty. Nutritious तो पता नहीं, but it will be tasty. So is that how we should cook our vegetables? Is that the right way to do it?
Once when you start cooking the vegetables, so the Indian way, you've already lost the battle. I mean, even if it is a stir frying or even if it is a sauteing, it doesn't matter because you've already done that. So vegetables are to be had in the raw form, the salad forms. But there are certain vegetables where there are certain kind of cooking or the methods of cooking where you can save the most nutrients. Okay, vitamins, there are A, D, E, N, K vitamins you've heard, they are all fat soluble. So you need a little amount of fat in them to get them absorbed in the body. Then you have vitamin C and the other vitamins which are water soluble, wherein as you wash them, the vitamins you lose. So now think of the ways where you can save the most of the nutrients, the cooking methods. So when you steam cook, like exposing the vegetable or the fruit or the vegetable to least to heat, जब आप expose करते हो तो वो आप maximum nutrient save कर सकते हो. So for that matter, pressure cooking becomes much better.
Okay, we have so micro cooking healthy as well.
Yeah, because the kind of the quantity of microwaves which we are exposed to in a micro cooking is very very less to harm us. और वैसे भी इंडिया में most of the time microwave cooking doesn't help because हमारा एक particular taste है. हमारा एक particular taste है. The oils we are using has a certain smoking point. उसके बाद तो वो वैसे ही बिगड़ जाता है. And to that level we need to heat up that oil to get the maximum.
Many women are lactose intolerant. That means they are not able to digest dairy. How do we fulfill our dairy intake in that case?
See, not able to digest milk doesn't mean that you become lactose intolerant. There are certain conditions, as I told you, there are certain symptoms, there are certain tests which tell you are a lactose intolerant. Every female or every person is not lactose intolerant. You can't define because since आज मेरा nausea वैसे ही हो रहा था and I had a cup of milk and I puked, doesn't make me lactose intolerant. या मुझे लूज मोशन तो हो ही रहा था, I had milk and I further aggravate. So that doesn't make me lactose intolerant. Since you've not defined whether you are a lactose intolerant or a lactose allergic to milk, there are two different things. So whether you don't have the enzymes that are helping you to digest milk and milk products or the absence or the quantity is less, whatever the reason is, your expert, your physician decides what is happening. Just see whether you can digest milk by changing its form. आपको दूध digest नहीं हो रहा when you're taking as a cup of milk. But when you make it curd, are you able to digest it properly? Are you able to digest paneer properly in that form? Are you able to digest in the form of kheer, custard, etc.? So in case if you are able to do that, that means you're not lactose intolerant. It is just that a phase wherein due to certain condition you have developed it, and maybe when the condition subsides, comorbidity which is there, and once you've done that, you're over with it and you start again tolerating it.
अगर dairy product वैसे भी, let's say we don't like it, तो उसको how do we fulfill? Is there any substitute for that?
See, calcium, phosphorus is one thing in the absorbable form is only in the milk and milk products. You cannot substitute a milk and milk product from what it is giving you. Okay? There are lot of things, retinol hai, vitamin A के components हैं जो milk से मिलते हैं, which doesn't give you. Yes, there is soya milk, which can be substitute for a milk for those who cannot digest milk. उनकी मजबूरी है. Bioavailability of the animal foods is much better than the plant food. Bioavailability is that if it claims that it has got this amount of protein or this amount of nutrient in that, it is 100% available to the body. तो वो भी अच्छा होता है. जब छोटे बच्चे होते हैं, they don't develop those enzymes that digest milk properly. So you can change the form and give them.
Okay.
Dahi is something which is absorbable. यही लोग जो कहते हैं we are lactose intolerant है, probiotic और prebiotic के बातें करते हैं. So they absorb, वो अच्छी तरह से याकुल्ट पी लेते हैं, मतलब those probiotics ले लेते हैं.
What would you like to tell women today about their diet plan? Because generally, like we discussed earlier, we are very conscious about how we look. So should we eat and enjoy our lives, or should we just, worry about things and watch our weight at all times.
The takeaway lines from me would be healthy regime follow karo, timings rakho. Everything has to have timings in life, so follow that. Then proportion size dekho. What proportion are you eating? Is that whole pizza okay for you, or you are okay with just one slice of pizza? So you need to decide that. And are you exercising according to that slice of pizza or not? Extra pizza you had, did you exercise? So take care about your exercising regime. And if you have all the nutrients coming in from the diet, I mean, you have enough of carbohydrates, you have proteins in the diet. Certain people say that हम अगर दाल खाएंगे किडनी फेल हो जाएगी. नहीं, जिसकी किडनी फेल होती है वो दाल कम खाता है. Take care of the oils, take care of the sugars. Sugars is one nutrient which is non-nutritive. I mean, it doesn't give you any other thing than calories. So जितना आप ऐसा नहीं सोचो कि मैंने चीनी नहीं खाया, मेरे चीनी बंद हो गया. In case if it is not that, then मेरे डाइट में चीनी कहाँ से आएगी? So every food has sugars in them. Carbohydrates is sugars. So जितना हो सकता है उसको कंट्रोल करो. And juices से ज़्यादा fresh fruits ज़्यादा अच्छे होंगे. Prefer to have fibrous fruits. Make sure that there is salad in your diet. You have lots and lots of water in the diet, unless you have another comorbidity where the doctors advised you particular amount of fluid in the diet. If you are not restricted for anything, then go out and eat everything, but consciously. Same goes with the child. And let the child sit with you and have the meals, so that they also have the ideas and they develop the same habits. तो इट विल बी वेरी क्लियर. आपकी हैबिट गंदी है तो बच्चे की हैबिट गंदी रहेगी. इफ यू नॉट मेरे को करेला अच्छा नहीं लगता तो मैं बनाऊंगी नहीं तो बच्चा खाएगा नहीं. पहले होता था जॉइंट फैमिलीज वेयर बहुत सारे लोग होते थे, तो माई नॉट ईटिंग करेला वुडंट हैव माइंड. Nobody would have my not eating Karela. It's okay. She's not eating. The rest 20 people are eating. So it will be made. So हर बच्चे को हर कुछ मिलता था. But now in nuclear families, I only prepare those foods which I know, which I like.
So we have Shweta here who says if you have any recommendations for thalassemia patients, any diet recommendations.
Thalassemia can be taken up in the personal chat maybe, because यहाँ पे on the platform it is very difficult to make people understand it. Common में यही रहेगा कि healthy eating habits, and make sure that you have your omega-3 fatty acids. Now where do you get that from? All the fatty foods, milk and milk products, nuts and oil seeds they give you. Then vitamin D कहाँ से आएगा? Expose yourself to a little sunshine every day.
We expose ourselves with lot of sunscreen or without sunscreen?
Expose yourself to the sun doesn't mean that आप शर्ट के टॉपलेस खड़े हो जाओ. जितना हमारे बॉडी ने एब्जॉर्ब करना है will be through the clothing also. So where sunscreen लगाओ या नहीं लगाओ. When you say expose, that means go a little outside. Iodine is another vitamin which is important because it helps to maintain your metabolism. So there where we had a thyroid person, so they can think of iodine enriched foods, like we have salt to hota hi hai. You can't overdo with salt, but seafoods may you get a lot of iodine. Start learning to read the labels and comprehend them. Go in for more of the enriched breakfast cereals you have these days. Don't follow a diet just recklessly, which is happening in the internet. This is one life which we have been blessed with, so enjoy it maximum. ऐसा नहीं कि हर बार यही सोचते रहो. जैसे प्लेट उठाओ किसी पार्टी में and you start thinking, oh my god, एक पिज्जा या दो पिज्जा. Enjoy, but yes, consciously. You need to be conscious, especially when you are at a certain age. छोटे होते हैं, age छोटी होती है, you have plenty of things to do and you have a lot of energy which can be properly channelized. But once you start aging, सब कुछ slow हो जाता है. All your metabolism goes slow, your growth is slow, your risk to diseases become more. Genetically अगर आप किसी disease के लिए prone हैं, तो genetically you can't change your genes. So you have to be careful for your future. Women, we are all micronutrients,
Yeah.
very small kind of a position everywhere, and but we play a major role. We like micronutrients in life, and without you, nobody can do anything.
So we have more questions, but then I think we'll end the session now. We'll take up more questions later next time whenever we connect with Yamini. And thank you very much, Yamini, for being there, for answering our questions, for answering our doubts, and making it very clear to us as to how we should go about eating healthy food. And thank you, everyone who joined us today.
Thanks, Akshi, for having me and giving me this time on a Sunday to talk my subject. I mean, on a Sunday, I only talk about Safai. I only talk about Bai, and I hope the message I wanted to put across to people and and your purpose of putting me on board I am able to justify it. Thankful for all the viewers and the listeners who patiently heard me and are patiently going to follow. All the best.